Good this morning. How are you?
Well, it is what it is. I like the title. I already saw the title. Worry.
Are you worried?
I'm not worried, no. I'm not worried about my health, really, unless you're having a stroke, and then it kind of feels worrisome. But I was diagnosed, my friends, with a condition. We found out it was a condition, and it's called, what's it called? Bell's palsy. I got the palsy. And so it just means that this side of my face is not working properly. So literally, this is my good side right here. This is.
You sound a bit slurry.
I sound a little bit slurry. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. It's not life-threatening. I have some medication, but they're saying it's like 1 to 3 months to 6 month healing time.
Mm-hmm. But you do have a mild case, which is nice.
Mild case. Nothing like a mild case. It doesn't feel certainly so mild when I'm drinking my kombucha out of a bottle or trying to eat a hamburger last
down
night.
Your beard. I'm just thinking though, like, I'm so relieved that you have a mild case and that it's not getting worse.
Yeah.
They said it could
get worse. I woke up today and
days.
I felt like it was not worse.
Yes.
It wasn't better, but it's not worse. I actually feel like I feel like it's a bit better than yesterday. Oh. So let the fun and games continue. Somebody already named me. Somebody said Jean Chrétien, except I look more French. I was like,
who said that?
A friend.
Where?
Man, who needs friends
like that? Where did somebody say that to you?
I'm not gonna say.
All right. All right. So we're gonna do.
What day is it? It's Thursday today.
Good morning, Joaquin.
Good morning, everybody. Has anybody else had Bell palsy? Like, do you even know anybody that had
palsy.
it?
Like, it belongs to Bell. It's his palsy.
Bell. Maybe I'm slurring it a little bit. Have you ever met anybody with the palsy? No, me neither. And so when I was in with the doctor, he brought in a person, and he's like, "Here, I'm bringing in my intern." And we just don't get to see this often. And so then the intern made me do all the fun games that fun stuff.
You had to feel like a circus animal?
I felt a little bit like a circus animal. I fell asleep on the bed. Like, the bed with the paper? Mm-hmm. I was sitting in the chair with my feet up. And then I'm like, I don't know how long this is going to be in that bed. Doesn't look comfortable, but I want to lay on it. And I laid down on it, the paper. Against, like, should I be laying on that? Is that saved for a certain type of...
Fine.
I laid on it and that paper ripped. I could tell it ripped in like 5 spots. And I was like, whatever. Just laid on it on my sweater. So then he came in and it's like utter chaos out there because I'm in emergency. So, and the door is open. I can hear everybody talking but I'm like half asleep. So he came in and woke me up. I was like, oh, he could have done that way worse.
I'm glad you had a nap.
He should have come in with 2 needles. I don't like needles. All right, let's do our morning devotional.
Let's do our morning devotional, and letting go of worry.
Oh, letting go of the worry.
I have to admit that I was not entirely not worried that you might have been having a stroke yesterday. So yes. What if we knew for certain that everything we're worried about today will work out fine? What if we had a guarantee that the problem bothering us would be worked out in the most perfect way and at the best possible time? Furthermore, what if we knew that 3 years from now we'd be grateful for that problem and its solution? What if we knew that even our worst fear would work out for the best? What if we had a guarantee that everything that's happening and has happened in our life was meant to be, planned just for us and in our best interest? What if we had a guarantee that the people we love are experiencing exactly what they need in order to become who they're intended to become? Further, what if we had a guarantee that others can be responsible for themselves and we don't have to control or take responsibility for them? What if we knew that the future was going to be good and we would have an abundance of resources and guidance to handle whatever comes our way? What if we knew everything was okay and we didn't have to worry about a thing? What would we do then? We'd be free to let go and enjoy life. Today, I will know that I don't have to worry about anything. If I do worry, I will do it with the understanding that I'm choosing to worry and it is not necessary.
Amen. There's a bunch of stuff there. I don't know if we choose to worry necessarily all the time, but our worry is going to come over us. And then that worry can turn into fear. that worry can turn into anxiety. And then we have a mental obsession about that. And so it puts us in the future. Resentment puts us in the past, and then God is in the present. So can we put all of our worries on God to make sure that he is going to deal with them? So I think like there are situations like what we've been going through. It's like it's more heightened. And so we're going to worry about stuff. But then can I be consumed with it? I think that's where the part of that's where it gets dangerous for me, is like if I start to over worry about something and then turns into anxiety and then turns into like more obsessive thinking.
I don't have that choice to not.
Yeah, I thought this would be interesting.
To not think that way. So what I've realized is actually like I don't think like other people, and that I like my brain just goes into like hyper worry obsessive mode, and if there isn't something to worry about, it my brain will manufacture something to worry about. And so my only choice is to be connected to God, like to like I have to be connected to God. I have to choose every day. I have to wake up and I have to be connected to God, like thy will not mine be done. And I have to surrender constantly, because if I am trying to live by my like by self-will, like if I'm trying to make things happen, if I'm trying to make myself not worry, like
does that cause more worry?
I don't know. Well, because then I feel like then I go into something's wrong with me and I'm broken and like what's wrong with me? Like why can't I just not think about this?
So then it moves into shame and guilt and condemnation.
Yeah. And so it's really hard for me. Like and I have recognized a few things, like even so I realized like yesterday, I don't need to reach out to a bunch of people and tell them what's going on, because that works me up. So that works me up. Telling the story, and like, even if I'm calling people and saying like, hey, could you pray for me? That works me up. Telling the story over and over. And so I need to talk to God. So I need to say like, okay, God, this is scary and you need to be with me. And I don't know what the right choice is, because before I'm like trying to get you to go to the hospital and you're like, the only way I'm going to the hospital is if they drag me in an ambulance. And I was like, okay, God, when do I call 911?
Did I say that?
You did tell me that. And so I was just like, okay, he's a grown man.
I was probably eating at the time. Come on.
So I just think I don't necessarily always have the right choice or the right option or the right thought or we
don't have the power.
Yeah, I don't have the power. And so I need capital P power, and it doesn't come from me. I need a different way of doing life.
So I think, trying to spin your tires more. Yeah. Like if you've ever got stuck on a mud trail or something and you're trying to push the car, the last thing you want to do is keep revving the engine to spin the tires. And
so as I've started as being aware of this, then because I have to realize, like, for me, behavior management doesn't work. Just don't think about it and replace the thoughts with, put the thoughts on a train and send them into the sky. Like, that doesn't work for me. The train crashes right into my brain.
But you can take care of today by yesterday, by doing some exercise, by doing your 100%. Morning devotionals, by doing the little things.
So that's how it happens, though. I can't think that I'm going to live by self-will. I can't think that I'm going to run my life however I want to run my life, and I'm going to overschedule myself, and I'm going to be busy, and I'm not going to be connected to God. And then I can put the thoughts on a train and send them into the clouds,
or that train looks like.
Or that God is just going to remove the thoughts. God's like, yeah, I'd love to remove these thoughts for you, and here's what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you not to overschedule yourself. I'm asking you to not say yes when you mean to say no.
And a lot of times we try to use God and we try to use recovery for pain relief of our lives that we want.
Yeah.
But is that the life that recovery is going to give me? At some point, I just have to abandon that and go in the direction that God wants me to. So I had, like, in addiction, we have the same obsessive thinking and worry about how and when and how much and where can we start drinking again or using again. And so that's what God actually promises. That's the promise of recovery, is actually having that removed. and being able to be at peace and to be still and to be joyous and to be free of all of that stuff. But it doesn't mean you can't worry about, like, worry's always going to come up. And that's what I learned about fear. Fear is always going to come up, but am I reacting to it? Am I obsessing over it? Am I letting it control me and drive my day?
Well, that's the other thought that I had as I was reading this too, is like, actually, we live in a world that has evil in it. We live in a world that has light and dark. We live in a world that has a God and then has like an enemy who actually wants to seek to destroy us. And so we don't have a guarantee that actually everything is going to be roses. And that's not even what the Bible promises, and that's not what recovery promises. It doesn't mean that the future is necessarily going to only contain good things. There's evil in the world, there's sickness, and what the promise is that God will be with us and God will carry us, and that it's not me that has to carry
and get through it, and I don't have to
myself.
turn to relationships, food, alcohol, drugs, or whatever it is to deal with it. And so God's going to deal with it.
Yeah.
So let's leave it at that and just really meditate on worry. Like, is it controlling me? Am I letting it dominate my thinking? I think those are good thoughts, and inviting God in and going like, how will you have me be today? All right, my friends, keep the peace and be of good behavior.
Thanks for joining.
And wash your hands.
So bossy.
When I went in the hospital,
you don't have to be of good behavior.
When I went,
unless a judge is
do you have to
telling
keep
you
the
that?
peace? I went into the hospital, and they said, "Sir, you will have to." I had to do all this stuff, and then they gave me a mask with a tweezer, and they said, "You will have to change your mask." And I'm like, "About time! Like, I've been wearing this for 2 months."
No, you didn't say that.
Like, give me a new one,
No, you
please.
didn't.